Light Up the Night Sky, written and illustrated by me, Kelly O'Neill. This is my dedication page, my title page. For this book, there is an introduction to explain to you a little background about the story and also explain some Spanish words. So for those of you who know Spanish, you can always give me a thumbs up when you hear a Spanish word. And for those of you who don't, you'll learn words to help you understand the story better. Introduction. 5-year-old Estrella, meaning star in Spanish, goes on an overnight visit with her abuela, grandmother, in Spanish Harlem, known as El Barrio, meaning the neighborhood. So barrio means neighborhood, and this neighborhood called Spanish Harlem got that name from all of the Puerto Ricans who moved there a long time ago. So it is in the borough of Manhattan in New York City, where we live. Abuela Romana lives on the 10th floor of an apartment building complex, much different from where she grew up in the campo, the countryside, of Puerto Rico. Estrella loves books, but tonight she is interested in oral storytelling to learn all about how her Abuela Romana grew up differently in Puerto Rico. Estrella climbs into Abuela's lap on the rocking chair for a bedtime story. Abuela has a book already. But suddenly, Estrella tells Abuela that she wants to hear her story about her life and how she grew up in Puerto Rico. Estrella says, Abuela, can you tell me your story instead of reading me a book tonight? I have so many questions about your life, and I know we won't find that in a book. Abuela pauses, smiles, and thinks. She gazes into Estrella's eyes with affection and appreciation of what Estrella just said. Abuela asks in a soft voice, what would you like to know about me, Estrellita del Cielo, my little star of the sky? Estrella rambles. Abuela, tell me all about what you did when you were my age. Where did you live? What did you eat? What did you do for fun? Abuela responds quietly. Well, I must close my eyes to think on that, to transport me back in time to the old country where I lived in the campo of Puerto Rico. Remember, campo means countryside. I remember the landscape, the smells of the countryside, and the food. Abuela, what do you see? Estrella stammers excitedly. When I climb to the highest hill, a hill is like a smaller mountain, right? A smaller mountain. I see the vast clear blue sky, the emerald green and turquoise blue waters of the Caribbean Sea in one direction. When I turn the other way, I see nothing but land for as long as my eye can see. Abuela opens her eyes and says, life is very different here in New York City. I see the vast blue sky, so vast means large, spacious. I see the vast blue sky outside of my 10th floor apartment building window, but instead of land and sea, I see a city of buildings and human-made structures. I see the freeway with many overpasses so people can walk over the parkway and the East River line with parks. And that's what we see in this picture. So we see her building, we see stairs to an overpass over the road, like, or the highway, and then on this side we see the East River and the park. Close your eyes and tell me more about what you see in old country, Abuela. Estrella cries excitedly. Abuela closes her eyes again and appears to be in deep concentration. Estrella awaits patiently. She knows Abuela is recalling memories long ago and from a distant land far from where they are now. And that's her house in Puerto Rico. You see all the vegetation, the trees, and the greenery, and there's a river right next to the house. Different from this river that's a little bit further away. When I close my eyes, I see myself climbing trees in our yard to pick quinepas to eat. I would sit in the shade of the branches to keep cool from the blistering hot sun and snack on the fruit. It was so easy to pop open the small green pods with my fingers to eat the fleshy orange fruit off the pit. Quenepas were so small, maybe about this big. And there was so little fruit with the pit. I could eat 1,000,000 of them all day long. My mom told me quenepas would boost my immunity and aid with digestion too. So here we see Abuela when she's younger, and she has quenepas that she picked off the tree, and she's going to eat them. Abuela opens her eyes with a smile and says, here we buy quenepas, and they look like they grow on a vine instead of a tree. They are sold on small branches. There are no quenepa trees in New York City because we have 4 seasons here. They need a tropical climate to grow. We have cold winters here, but in Puerto Rico, the climate is more stable and warm all year round. So here we see someone at a fruit stand, and they're selling quenepas, manzanas, apples, and cerezas, cherries. So we want to think about, wow, quenepas, we're not sure what they are, and maybe one day I'll bring some in for you to try. I have to find them in Manhattan somewhere and buy them from a fruit vendor. But if we look at it, they kind of look like the cherries, right? Only the cherries are a different color, and they have a pit, just like the quenepa, but they don't have an outer shell, right? Like the quenepas. Manzanas are much different, right? We all know what apples are, right? So you want to think about what kind of fruits do you eat with your family, right? Do you guys eat manzanas? Do you eat apples? Or do you have another fruit that you eat with your family that's different from these fruits? ¿Qué más, abuelita? What else do you see? Estrella asks excitedly. Abuela responds, this time I want you to imagine along with me. So we're going to have everyone close your eyes. So it says, close your eyes and follow my voice to picture my words in your mind. Estrella closes her eyes and only sees a black screen of nothingness. I want everyone to close your eyes with me or give a nice light gaze like this and see what you see. See if you see a black screen of nothingness. She keeps her eyes closed and awaits Abuela's words so she can imagine just like Abuela. So everyone make sure your eyes are closed or a small gaze, and I'm going to read you the part and then you can picture it while I'm reading. Abuela says, when I close my eyes, I see night. The sky is dark, pitch black. I see a little girl, me, swimming in the ocean under the pitch black sky. I hear the sounds of the waves as I move my arms and legs to swim in the water. All of a sudden, I see lights in the water as I am swimming. Could this be the reflection of the stars in the water? Only they are in the sea all around me. No, the sky is as dark as coal or carbon used for cooking over an open fire. These little lights look like stars illuminating the night, just how you, Estrella, light up my life. I swish my hands all around and the little lights move around too. You can all open your eyes. And she says, you can open your eyes now, Estrella. And this is what we see. This is the ocean with the lights, all that they look like stars, don't they? But let's learn more about them. What I described to you is called bioluminescence, which are living organisms in the water that produce and emit light. It is such a magnificent sight. Here in New York City, the bioluminescence we see are the fireflies in the night sky. It is about that time now that the fireflies come out. So now that the sun is going down, let's go out really quick to the courtyard to spot them before we go to bed. So here's the sun going down, the sun setting and illuminating the courtyard. And this is where they would go out. Estrella says, okay, Abuela, I love seeing bioluminescence. It was so much fun picturing them in my mind along with you. Abuela responds, I love how you learned a new word today, mi estrellita del cielo, my little star of the sky. You are my little firefly, right here, my firefly of New York City, and my glowing sea organism of the Caribbean. Now let's go before we miss the fireflies and we can have more storytelling tomorrow. Abuela and Estrella hold hands and take the elevator downstairs for a brief night adventure to watch the fireflies and the stars that light up the night sky. We are all stars that light up the lives of our families. And here we see Abuela and Estrella walking outside, and they're looking into the night, and they're surrounded by the fireflies that light up the night. They see a star that lights up the night, right? And they also have the moon, which is an extra special thing. So thank you for reading with me, Light Up the Night Sky by Kelly O'Neill.